Hi everybody, welcome to this episode of the Lavaca County News Review podcast. Now, join your hosts, Murray and Michelle, as they bring you the news from all the newspapers in Lavaca County, Texas. Okay, Murray and Michelle, take it away.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for this edition of our Lavaca County News Review. This will be for the June 21st and 22nd issues of all our papers here in Lavaca County. And I got my co-host Michelle back with me. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm good. We're back together again, Murray.
Yeah.
Feels good.
Well, at least you're not out having to perform a big interview or anything.
I know, the stress of all that.
Well, tell me how that interview went.
I felt like it went great. I did work with a semi-professional on the radio, so he was pretty used to doing it. But I was more worried about him making me feel bad or look bad or sound bad, I guess, because you can't look bad on the radio. No. But I enjoyed having Egan, and I thank him again for taking time out to talk to us about Half Moon Holidays.
Yeah, well, y'all did a great job. And
thanks, Murray.
We appreciate Egan coming and being with us, and hopefully maybe we'll have him back sometime. We're going to start off with your hometown paper, the Shiner Gazette. So I'll let you lead it in. And
all right, well, welcome to Shiner. Shiner always has something going on, whether it's the early morning or the late evening. But this past week, we did have an early morning fire. Unfortunately, it was to Werner's Restaurant. And I did have to ask what a 4-alarm fire meant. And they told me that means all the different trucks came out. Is that right, Murray?
Well, I think that's right. And I haven't had a chance to read the article, but they probably had help from other towns.
Yeah, I know that water truck that's pictured on the front page is from Yoakum. So thanks to the Yoakum Fire Department, I know, for lending them out. And I'm sure there was some other people involved. I think that it was a great quick reaction or perfect timing, because I think a little bit longer the loss would have been even greater. But we feel very bad that they suffered any loss of business and time. But I know the KC Hall had opened up their kitchen to help them with catering jobs, and we wish them the best of luck to opening back up and getting a fresh start.
Yeah, you bet. Are they intending on, after they do all the repairs, coming back like they were? Or
I would hope. I don't know, but
okay. It's
a great restaurant and a great establishment in Shiner, so we hope they do.
All right, we'll move on. Our managing editor, Bobby Hariska, wrote that story, by the way. And we'll move on, and I do not know this kid, but maybe you know him or heard of him.
I do. His name is Zach Reese. I worked with his wife, Melanie, or I guess I still do, sort of, at the Spetzel Brewery. And they have a cute little daughter. Probably none of that matters to this story, but that is how I know them for now. But he is becoming very well known as a fighter, and up next is UFC, or at least that's what he's hoping for. I know that he spent some time in Las Vegas, and Bobby Hariska, again, our managing editor, does a great job talking about all the steps he has taken in his journey and what's next for him.
Yeah, this story is in several of our papers, but we're going to start here because it's pretty much more to the Shiner people. So we'll see it again in Hallettsville. I'm sure you know all about that.
There's some good-looking kids on the front page. That group of kiddos are ending their reign this next weekend. Well, they actually will reign through July 4th, along with their counterparts that win this weekend. But a new royalty will be crowned this Sunday. It is free to enter the pageant, so as far as not to enter to participate, but to enter and come watch and support the young man and young ladies that are going to be participating to get to represent the cleanest little city in Texas. So best of luck to all the contestants, and these young kiddos on the front page have done an excellent job serving their community this year.
Is your daughter part of this?
She is. She's the one right in the middle with the two littles looking up.
Oh, okay.
She has a great time doing it, and it's always best when you get those little kids looking up to you and the bonds form. So.
You bet, and she makes a good example for them.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a story here by our number one senior reporter, Jimmy Apple. It's about the summer heat is here.
Who's number two?
Well, he's number one.
I know, so who's number two?
Well, that's my opinion.
Oh, okay.
Who do you think?
I would
Henry
think...
Joe Yasha?
Yeah, Henry Joe's number one.
Anything but Hank.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, Jimmy wrote this, Jimmy Apple, and I don't think anybody has to tell you that it's hot. But anyway, he's got some good information on there, so you need to check that out.
Looks like that is a 6-column picture. We haven't talked about columns in a while.
Yeah, it is. It really is. It's we also have this picture on the website. It's about the Lavaca County Historical Commission getting an award from the Texas State Historical Commission, which is a very high honor for them to get that. So you just need to read your paper and read all about it.
So congrats to them for sure.
You bet.
And then we always have donations that are going on and the clubs that are donating. So always pay attention to them. All those different organizations are doing a great job to keep our communities going. So
and what's the story about the Shiner PD?
I didn't get to read it yet, Murray. Okay. But every week they've been in the paper. Yeah. So, I do know this story.
Okay.
It was someone was stranded. And the Shiner PD came out and helped them. And, being stranded in the Texas heat that we're in is not fun. So thanks to all of them, including Mr. Morelli, who is now, he's the emergency management coordinator. Is that where we're at with that?
I believe that's right.
And so elementary principal turned to emergency management coordinator. But they were all out there to help. And thanks to them, because no one wants to be out in this heat stranded.
No. Now, folks, I'll tell you that we are scrolling this on an iPad. And if our internet holds up and our battery holds up, we'll continue to do that. But if we have to change over and do it the old way by actually having the papers in our hand, you might hear some paper noise while we're looking through them, because we had that one time before. But anyway, I just wanted you to know that when you hear us say scroll, we're scrolling down the pages of the papers. Walk across Texas.
Yeah, read about all those miles walked. That is quite a number there.
Over 19,000. And we're scrolling and scrolling.
And
more about St. Paul.
That's also a huge number. The St. Paul grads received over $2.4 million in scholarships and grants. So congrats to them.
That's great. And it's great that these people donate these scholarships.
Yes.
And let's see. You want to say something about Discover? They still got time to...
We have a little time. If you haven't purchased an ad for Discover yet, Discover is our magazine. 6,000 copies or more will be printed. And it is a great way to get your name out there. It does stay out for a whole year. So it's a year publication with some stories about Lavaca County. It's basically our way of helping the world out there discover Lavaca County.
Yeah, and this page has a jump from the front page. It's got more pictures of that UFC fighter and all that. We want to thank Potex for their big ad that they run every week. And now we're into Shiner Sports. Now, you know any of these kids, Michelle?
I do. That's a great group of softball girls that had a great season. And, of course, with the great season comes a lot of awards. So you'll see their different awards from the year. And congrats to all of them.
You bet.
And then Cameron Peshek was a graduate last year, and it looks like she's playing indoor beach volleyball. So read about that, because that's kind of a new fad. I don't know that fad's the right word, but it's something new coming on there that hadn't been kind of a collegiate sport till lately.
Yeah, we've got something here about the major and minor teams compete in zone tournaments. Is that Little League?
Yeah, that's going to be Little League All-Stars, and I think both of the teams did end their season, or I think the minors may still be playing, but the majors ended their season. So good luck to the minors. Congrats to the majors on a great year. And I think that's going to be more jump from that continued St. Paul awards. You can read what everyone received. Let me just tell you, if you have nothing to do, that is a good long read right there.
I haven't read that.
I haven't either, Murray. But y'all should read it.
Yeah. Friends, you have to understand that we just pretty much saw these pictures right in these papers right before this podcast. So if we say we hadn't read it, that don't mean we don't like it. It just means we hadn't had time. And we will read them all. And there's some classifieds about a man with a gun shop. And I can't remember what it was, but I wanted to mention him. He's got a gun shop in Shiner.
Is it Shiner Tactical?
What's his name?
Shiner Tactical is new, and then we have, I think Robert Maxey is starting up.
All right, it's Mr. Maxey.
Yes.
That's one I'm thinking about. And then we have more fire pictures in the Shiner Gazette.
Yeah. And you can see that there was some severe damage.
Alrighty. I believe that's it, Michelle.
I think we made it through Shiner. Moving right along. Where are we going? Hallettsville?
Yeah, I believe the Ville is next.
Didn't quite get there yet, guys.
No, I hit the wrong button. That's on me. And the front page of the Hallettsville Tribune Herald has more story, another story, or same story, about the UFC fighter from Shiner. And that's a good story. Bobby wrote it. But I know a lot of folks around the area have been wanting to know more about that.
According to Henry Yashik, the Shingashella, yes, but I think it's Shingella. It seems that it's a staff report on where they've done investigations, and it seems that a sick food handler is likely right now. Likely meaning they haven't said for sure, so we want to make that clear. The culprit in the recent outbreak, again, we feel very bad for all the people who have gotten sick or got sick, and we hope they are all doing better. It's an unfortunate occurrence that happened to one of the nicest restaurants in Hallettsville. So
yeah, that's true. And I feel for them. I know a lot of those folks, or some of those folks that work out there, that's their livelihood, and that's their job, and good and well they wouldn't do anything like that intentional.
So keeping that in mind.
Yeah,
please.
And once this is cleared up, give them another chance. We ate there just a week before this happened, and the food was excellent. And what's the name of that restaurant, Michelle?
Los Cabos.
There you go. I knew it, I just couldn't say it. And we have the city council meeting. I guess that's Chuck Groff.
Oh, let's move on. That's what he says I always say. I don't always say that, but let's move on.
Well, being as he said that, let's move on.
Yeah, let's just move on.
Chucky's our buddy. He does a good job and been doing a good job for years. And same story about Jimmy wrote about the summer heat. We got Henry Joe Hank Yashik's Town Chatter. Now, can you see is there a new trivia question?
It's not new. It's the same as last week. So if you haven't gotten a chance to call us, give us a call. Henry left us the answer so we can tell you right away if you're right or wrong. Henry doesn't mind if you guess 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So go ahead. Keep calling us.
Yeah, he'll give you every chance in the world.
I think Mr. Drost, he is a pretty frequent guesser, and he said this was the hardest trivia question he's had in a long time by Henry Joe. So.
Yeah, Henry Joe has got a bunch of fans on that trivia question, and I'm not going to name them, although I know them, but I don't want to make anybody mad. But keep calling. He loves it, folks.
Yeah.
And we got the same story about the fire in Shiner at Werner's. And let's see. We got retirees honored from is that the school district?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm asking Michelle because she's young and got good eyes, and I'm old and blind, so.
Remember, I went to the eye doctor and I haven't gotten my glasses yet, though.
Not completely blind, but I need to
go. Oh, wait, there's a Murray Montgomery story.
Oh, yeah, I wrote a little something also about the high temperatures. I lean more toward the elderly folks and how dangerous it is for them. But me and Jimmy wasn't on the same page. I wrote one, they came in and he had wrote one, so they were both good, and I thought. And
so we just went for it.
We got a lot of information. All right, church directory, school board receives an annual audit report.
Jimmy did a great job reporting on that. Sometimes that news seems a little bit dry, but Jimmy always does a great job getting it all out there for you because it is important. It may not be the most interesting to sit down and read, but it is important knowledge.
Yeah, Jimmy does a thorough job on anything that he writes, so he's to be congratulated for that. And I see we have a story about the St. Parish picnic, and who wrote that, does it say?
Probably Chuck. I don't know, maybe Bobby.
Yeah, anyway.
I know Chuck got the raffle winners. Let me just tell you, for whoever gives him tickets to sell, he does do a good job. I think he sold to everyone in the office, but we're still questioning if he turns them in, because none of us
want. Yeah, I kind of wonder about that sometime, too. I told him I've been doing this for years, and I've never won anything. Just a glass of lemonade would be good. And we got a list of all the raffle winners, and some good color pictures. So you folks can check that out.
Yeah, and there's still a lot of picnics still happening, so keep checking out the paper to see those coming up.
Hey, we'll get back to little Chucky Groff now with his
let's move on.
Sports. No, this is...
okay, we can look.
This is his main thing, so we got to do that. Like I said, I can't read that small print, but looks like, is this all Little League?
It is all Little League, and Hounslow Little League is doing great. They're all still, I think, very much playing and working hard. So great job to those youngsters, and best of luck as they keep going.
And these, what are these pictures?
Those are the Indianettes. I'm thinking AS stands for All-State. I haven't gotten to read this yet.
True.
But
that's probably true.
If I'm guessing, so good job to them.
Can you read those names right fast?
Man, he's testing me. Rylan Jaworski, Haley Noshka, Ava Lakey, Catherine Pavliska, Araceli Guzman, Ella Damel, and Carly Kostenik.
Good job. Good job.
I passed.
Wonderful for you girls.
I had to get a little closer. I won't lie.
Well, it's because our battery doesn't charge anymore, and I have to keep it plugged in. And we got a short cord. So much for that. There's a whole lot of pictures he's got, miscellaneous pictures, black and whites, of action shots. So this is good. And let's see, what else we got? We got quilts being donated to Morgan's Wonderland.
Yeah, and that's out of San Antonio. It's a special needs park, so that's awesome that we're helping them out, because I don't think many of those exist, so it's nice to have one here in Texas, not too far away.
And we got the sales tax rebates for all the towns in the county. And we got a story about mental health first aid classes set for June 22nd, or 21st or 28th. Home and garden tour, and this is June the 25th. It's not far off.
No, it'll be this Sunday. Yeah. And then a good reminder to listen to Murray and Michelle.
Yeah, I noticed you renamed that during your podcast.
I did?
Yeah, you called it the Murray and Michelle Store.
Oh.
The Murray and Michelle Show, not the Lavaca County News-Review.
Oh.
But we'll take credit.
I love the Murray and Michelle Show. I didn't know I said it, but it sounds great, don't you?
Yeah, I've been thinking about renaming it. Anyway.
I just went ahead with it.
All right.
You just shoot it out there, and Murray will love it.
Oh, yeah. And I got a story about life on the trail. It's a story about the old cattle drivers around this county and Gonzales County. And when you read that and see how many herds these guys drove to Kansas and Missouri and what have you, and how they had to spend their nights in thunderstorms and all the weather, worried about the Indians. Because I love cowboys, I thought it was pretty neat. I hope you get a chance to see it. It's also on our website, Lavaca County.
Today, you forgot.
That's as bad as just calling it the Murray and Michelle Show.
It's almost as bad.
Okay, I think that's it. All right, time to move.
Where are we going, Yoakum?
We're going to Yoakum to the Herald Times, and I hope I push the right button. And there it is.
There we are. And it's hot again, even in Yoakum.
Yeah, probably so. I went searching for some art for these stories, and I think this is a fairly good one.
It's pretty accurate how it feels. It makes you feel hot. It is hot.
And that's the same story that Jimmy wrote. Clayton, our new reporter, has got a story about Yoakum. And what is that, EDC?
Economic Development.
Yeah. They reimburses a recent grant. That's all on the front page.
Ooh, no fireworks within the city limits.
Yeah,
you folks pay attention.
You folks in Yoakum, they're telling you no fireworks within the city limits. And that's probably a good thing, as dry as it is now.
And also, it's telling you about garbage pickup for 4th of July holidays. Make sure you guys are paying attention to that. Also, pay attention to our paper next week, because we will need ads for that week and news content. So it will be a change because of our publishing day as well. So,
well, I'm glad you reminded me of that, because I'd forgotten. Because we usually come in and work a day earlier, me and Hank. But anyway,
I like holidays because they're here more that week. I don't have to wait so long to see them again.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want our opinion about it.
Oh, okay.
Can you read this?
Sure. It is Texas Day by Day. Belated emancipation forms the basis for Juneteenth celebration. So last Monday, Juneteenth was celebrated. And so it's telling you that on this day in 1865, Union General Gordon Granger read the Emancipation Proclamation, originally issued by Abraham Lincoln in 1863 in Galveston, thus belatedly bringing about the freeing of 250,000 slaves in Texas. The event, now celebrated as Juneteenth, eventually gave rise to an annual day of Thanksgiving ceremonies, public entertainment, picnics, and family reunions. Some communities have set aside land known as Emancipation Parks for celebrations on Juneteenth. In 1979, Governor William P. Clements signed an act making the day a state holiday. The first state-sponsored Juneteenth celebration took place the next year.
Yeah, and you have to think about time, when Abraham Lincoln signed it. It's not something you could put on email,
Right.
And so it took them that long to get to Galveston and let them know that they were free. And I was thinking about that, 250,000. That is a lot of people, And 1865, that's when the war ended. Thank God for that. And that was indeed a great event, especially for people that had been enslaved all that time. Okay, if you see anything, Michelle, holler at me and all.
All right.
We're scrolling, folks. That's why we're a little silent.
We're going through the classifieds, always an important part of our paper, even though we don't talk about each one.
Yeah, there's so many advertisers there, it's hard to talk about all of them. But a lot of this is jumps from the front page and another little ad we have about our Discover magazine.
So we're going to Moulton.
So they can call you, right? They can call you all about that.
Or if you're from Yoakum and you know Nadine, she's there. She'll help you get an ad.
Let's jump on over now to the Moulton Eagle. And we got the story about the Cattlemen's Roundup for 2023 4-H season. I believe this is a story where everything they get goes to Driscoll's Children's Hospital.
Oh,
is that right?
I haven't read it yet, but the proceeds from the actual benefit, you're right. The build out at the pavilion at Driscoll, and that's Driscoll and Corpus. So.
All right, I'll let you take this one because you're good at this about this.
I'm good at pageants. Okay, well, Miss Kaylee Trejo from Moulton, Texas. If you're from Moulton, you probably know who this is, and you have seen this smiling face around. She has done, she's currently, I think, your Ms. Moulton. She's done many pageants, and she is now trying out for the Miss Teen Texas crown this next Sunday. So we wish her the best of luck. And Clayton Kelly does a good job talking about her accomplishments throughout the years and telling you a little bit about what she's going to be doing this next Sunday.
Got a lot of photos of her progress through the year.
Good luck, Kaylee.
And we got the same story I wrote about the Cowboys. I'm talking about the real Cowboys, not the football team.
Murray wishes he grew up to be a Cowboy. I think that's
You're right about that. I think I was born about 100 years too late. And then we have a quilt donated, and we have pictures of the cheerleaders and what they won. Can you see that, Michelle?
Yeah, so the MHS, which means Moulton Cheerleaders, attended their cheer camp. It was a 2-day camp, and it says the different awards. It seems like a lot of them, I'm not sure of them all, individual awards were presented to the following: Abigail Tenero. It tells that she was like a lot of different things. They all were. Katie Richter was the jump queen, Samantha Mihal the jump queen, Abigail Ziegel beast base, and Liliana Gomez top newcomer. So congrats to those girls for all their hard work, and I'm sure they're going to do a great job cheering on Moulton High School this year.
I'm sure they'll do a good job. That's real good. And then we have a story here that came from the Turtle Wing Foundation.
Yeah.
And I haven't got to read it either.
I haven't either, but I really am going to sit down with it. We don't just say that, and especially Turtle Wing, they do a great job. It's a great resource to have in our area, and we're very lucky to have it. Small towns sometimes get I like to say dissed. That's my best word at what we don't have. But I'll be honest with you, what we do have is pretty amazing. From our hospitals to different programs like this, we're very blessed.
Yeah, the little towns don't always get the recognition and the facilities that they need, but we do pretty good in this county. Anyway, that's going to be the end of Moulton. I'm going to tell you my goodbyes, and I'm going to let Michelle wrap it up. I want to tell you all we appreciate you listening, and we really appreciate it when you share this podcast. But I'm going to go for now. Michelle's going to talk a little bit about one of our papers that our company owns that's not in this county, and she'll say her goodbyes after that. Okay, Michelle.
All right. Well, I do want to talk about, because a lot of people don't know, we do all 4 papers. So when we talk about Lavaca County today, that encompasses the Moulton Eagle, the Hallettsville Tribune-Herald, the Yoakum Herald-Times, and the Shiner Gazette. But we do publish another paper right out of our Hallettsville office, and that is the Luling Newsboy. With that being said, we are about an hour and an hour and 15 minutes almost away here in Hallettsville from Luling. So we do have some staff writers that write and help us be able to publish this paper with knowing local news. And one of those who also used to be the editor of the Luling Newsboy, Ms. Karen McCrae, who has wrote for us for a very long time, did pass away very unexpectedly last week. And so our hearts go out to all the people of Luling, because she was very involved in many different things, not just the paper. She was an amazing writer for us, and they will do a celebration of life for her on July 1st. So our condolences to her family and friends, and they're partying this weekend in Luling for the Watermelon Thump. And I'm sure she's going to be watching down with a smile, because she was also very involved in that. But if anything, we would like to thank her for all of her years of service to us, all of the great stories, the hard work. It's odd because I would say that out of our Hallettsville office, maybe 2 or 3 of us have ever met her. Yeah. But we all knew of her very well. We knew of her work. We talked through email, like Murray said back then, many years ago, you didn't have all those connections, but we do now. And so we were weekly connected to her, even though we didn't know what she even looked like or what her voice sounded like. True. But she was a big part of our team. Every person that works for each and every one of our papers provide very, very big roles to how we get our paper out every week. It is a crazy day here on Tuesday, usually. A lot of chatter, a lot going on, and a lot of negative words sometimes that come out before we get the positive, because computers are computers, and they don't always work the way we want them to.
And sometimes we have to put money in a tip jar.
Yeah, that's what we like to call it. We don't call it a punishment. We call it breakfast around here. When you say those bad words, you do get a little punished, but in the end, you get breakfast in return. So,
there you go.
With that being said, again, thank you to Karen, and our condolences to her family for the loss that I know that they're suffering. We feel it here, so we know that she feels it.
Right.
And I guess I will mention also that we did lose another person. He is not employed by our newspaper offices, but we have to get our papers here. So I don't know him as anything other than when I first started working here, we always called him Paper Dude.
Yeah.
Then I did later ask what his name was, and his name was Rick. So Paper Dude Rick, he unfortunately succumbed to a very quick illness about 4 weeks, and he did pass away yesterday. So he is the guy that came from Bryan every week to bring our papers, and so they're struggling there to train new people and get our papers here. So if you're getting your paper a little bit later these last couple of weeks, that's why, new people. But condolences. I doubt his family's listening, but maybe they are, or maybe this will get back to him. But we do thank him. We enjoyed seeing him every week and talking to him. And
you bet.
We're sorry that this happened to him and his family so quickly. And with all that sad news, I will say that Half Moon Holidays will be coming up, and Shiner in the very next weekend. Again, please come out to the pageant this weekend. It is a great group of kids participating for those titles, and they will enjoy your support very much. Other than that, you guys have an amazing weekend. Thank you for listening, like and share, and we'll see you, or I guess I always say see, but we don't see anyone.
No,
So you'll hear from us next week, and we'll be here enjoying our time with you.
you bet. And if you go over there to the Shiner Half Moon Holidays, you might even get to see that celebrity named Egan Martell.
You may. He will be there, and I will make sure that you can have an autograph.
All right. Say your goodbyes.
All right. Bye, everyone. Y'all have a great weekend.
See you, folks. Goodbye.